Now that we've organized all of the items or assignments, activities in Moodle and put them into categories or folders, we're going to determine how each of those categories is calculated. Moodle uses the term aggregation. So the most common form of aggregation in Moodle is averaging, right? That's what often items are averaged within a category. So the way that we do that is we go to the folder and we click on Edit and we choose Edit Settings. And then we see the name of the category and the aggregation. So let's just take a quick look at the options that we have. Simple weighted mean of grades is the most common and easiest to understand for students. That means everything is averaged with an equal weight. Sometimes people want to give different weights to different items within a folder. And that can actually be confusing for students and confusing for yourself. So consider if you really do need to have a quiz that's worth 3 times another quiz, maybe that needs a different category, like chapter quiz or review quiz, that allows you to convey that extra weight to students. Otherwise, the easiest way for you to keep track and for students to keep track is to keep things that are within a folder of equal weight if you're going to average them. So we're going to use simple weighted mean of grades. You can choose otherwise from that list if you like. Also, you can click this Show More link. And in this Show More link, you can determine whether or not you want to drop grades. Now, I have many activities you already saw in my online course. So I drop the 3 lowest. Students can miss 3 of those assignments. There will be so many. Or they can get a low grade on those assignments and they won't be calculated in. So that is how I set that up. Otherwise, I don't need to do anything else. People really sort of mess up their grade books when they try to overcomplicate them. All you need to set up is how you want Moodle to calculate and if you want anything dropped. Moodle knows what to do otherwise. You can hit Save Changes, and that will bring you back to your main gradebook setup page, and you can go ahead and set up all of your categories. Now, another option, and this option works if you have students with drafts or if you have alternative assignments. So you may have half your students doing a paper and half your students doing a presentation. Or you may have allowed a few students to do it differently. In that case, the students would be getting a grade in one of the items and a 0 in the other. You don't want to have to go back and manually enter or calculate. So the way we do this is we choose highest grade. In my essays, students will have a second drop box where they can submit a revision, but not all students will do that. So I'm going to edit settings, and instead of simple weighted mean of grades, I'm going to choose the highest grade. That way, whether a student has a 87 in the first option and a 0 in the second option, their grade will be calculated as the 87. So if you have alternative assignments, they may have a 0 in the first assignment and a 100 in the second, and that's the grade that will be counted, the highest grade. Hit Save Changes. And again, don't try to overwork your grade categories. Don't overwork your grade settings. Moodle is very flexible and knows how to calculate for you. You don't need to set minimum and maximum grades here. Moodle is going to work automatically on a 100-point scale. So it's easier for students as well. Instead of giving a quiz a 7-point value, you can simply have a 7-question quiz that's worth, and Moodle will calculate that grade for you. If a student gets 5 of those 7 correct, it will give a percentage grade. So don't try to over-calculate your grades. This is where faculty run into a great deal of difficulty. You want to assume Moodle is going to calculate for you. If you override those calculations, then you can be inadvertently choosing a complicated setting or giving Moodle a wrong direction. So next, I'm just going to go through and I'm going to set the category or the grade calculation for each of my categories. And again, this is my Essay 2. I let students submit 2 grades, so I'm going to choose highest grade. If there is only one item in the category, like final course review exercise, again, I'll choose highest grade. There's only one grade, so it's going to be the highest grade. Go ahead and set up your aggregation for each of your folders. And in the next video, I'll show you how to set the calculation for your whole course.